I'm sorry. Oh. 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 Bonsai! I'm the Cobra Kai Kid, and welcome to the Cobra Kai Kid. You may be wondering, what was all that? Well, that was the final scene. Well, the final scene of the final fight of Cobra Kai Season 2, where Robbie pushed Miguel off that balcony, which was one of the most painful scenes to watch, and I don't know if I could ever forgive Robbie. I liked Robbie until then. I still feel bad for him because, he is a good person. Both of them were fighting. Miguel could have easily pushed Robbie off that balcony. So if Robbie did, then the sides would have been turned. Which is actually that would actually be a cool video to make. What if Miguel pushed Robbie off the balcony, and what if Robbie broke his back? I think that would be a really cool, interesting video to make. So maybe I might do that. But as much as I hated Robbie in that moment, I feel bad for Robbie, but I hope he redeems himself. But for now, I am pissed because Miguel is my favorite character. Johnny is a very close second. I'd say Johnny's the best written character. Miguel is my favorite because I relate most to him. So it's kind of on a bias level because I relate to him since I'm a kid. But if people say Johnny's their favorite character, I totally see why, because he's so close to being mine. So when that happened with Miguel, I cried. And then I rewatched it and I cried again. I've watched this show about over 12 times, 13 times, maybe, probably more. And I cry every time that part happens, every time the voicemail, which if you don't remember the voicemail, it was when Johnny was looking at Miguel through the hospital door while Miguel was in his coma, and Johnny was listening to the voicemail that Miguel left earlier because Johnny didn't pick it up because he was with Robbie. If he had picked it up, maybe things could have been different. But he didn't pick it up, and now Miguel's in a coma, so that's obviously going to be a lot on Johnny. But overall, that scene was absolutely insane. I was not expecting that. It was a bold move by the writers because Miguel is a fan favorite. He was a fan favorite out of season 1. They knew that, and they still decided to do this. But I applaud them for making big moves, and I think it's going to really play into the story. Now, I know my thumbnail, I know the thumbnail is a gravestone of Miguel, and then Johnny's looking at the gravestone, but Miguel's not dead. If you guys think Miguel is dead, he's not dead. There's no the question shouldn't be, is he dead? The question should be what's the severity of his injury? Because he's not dead. The actor's coming back. And he's not, Xolo Maridueña is coming back, and he's not coming back to be a corpse, he's coming back. He's training and all that. He's not dead. Also, if they killed him, people would stop watching the show. But that scene, man, it really tugged at my heart because Miguel showed mercy, he was taught no mercy by Johnny, and then he fell into that kind of trance of when Johnny started redeeming himself, it was too late because he already influenced Miguel to show no mercy and stuff. But then Johnny in episode 1 and throughout the season tried to get Miguel back on that right path, which he did. And although Miguel's had some negative influences with Kreese and with Tori, in the end, he showed mercy to Robbie. You know, he beat him, but then he showed mercy. And I wouldn't say that's his biggest mistake, because it was the right thing to do. Robbie was just a freaking douche. And freaking knocked him out. Oh my God, Robbie. Oh my God. So, oh my. It's like, it pisses me off every time I think about that. Like, come on, Robbie. What's your freaking problem? I really think Robbie's going to have a hard time living that down, because he almost killed Miguel. We're definitely going to get a Robbie-Miguel interaction in Season 3. That's going to be very interesting to see how they interact for the first time. I think Robbie's going to apologize, and I don't think Miguel's going to be mad. I think Miguel's just going to be more disappointed. But he's not going to be mad. He's just kind of upset with, like, that it happened, and with himself. I don't think he's going to hold a grudge against Robbie, because he's already facing his own problem in recovering, which I think Sam is going to help him recover. I think Sam and Miguel are really going to be close this season, which I'm excited about. It's not 100% certain, but you could kind of see that it's setting that up. Sam wants nothing to do with the karate. She just wants Miguel to be okay. Robbie's gone. She's obviously not with Robbie anymore, so I could very well see a relationship or a friendship between Miguel and Sam. Obviously, it'll turn into a relationship, but you know, for now, it'll be just Sam helping him out. Physical therapy, all that. That's what I think. So I'm really excited to see the Sam Miguel dynamic back, because that was what was missing in Season 2. We had some moments, but not a lot, because they were broken up the whole time. So I'm really excited to see a Sam and Miguel relationship. And so as for the severity of Miguel's injury, I don't think it'll be... I think it's going to start out severe. Like, he's not going to be able to walk. He's, like, doing physical training. He might be in a wheelchair. Because he broke his back. So, probably a wheelchair, because you can't walk with a broken back. So, I think he'll be in a wheelchair. I think he will be struggling to walk. I think he'll be struggling to move. And I think he's going to get really frustrated. And, like, I think we're going to see him cry. I think, like, it's, like, this season is really going to dissect Miguel. That was kind of weird. I think the season's really going to go into Miguel's, like, emotions. Because we've never really seen, like, too much of Miguel's, like, emotions. Like, him crying. We've seen his emotions, but we never saw him crying, you know. I'm sure he's a crier. And I think we're really going to get that in Season 3. I think Showo is gonna, who plays Miguel, is gonna have a really big challenge ahead of him, because I think this season, or at least in the beginning of the season, he's gonna have to play a character who's, like, struggling, and, like, we need to feel the struggle with him, and I am 100% certain that Showo will do that. And as for if he'll recover, I don't think by the end of the season he'll be 100% recovered, but I think by, like, episode 10, he'll do something that it's like, oh my God, like, maybe he stands up or something, you know? Like, maybe, like, the whole season he's in the wheelchair, and then episode 10, when, like, there's, like, a final fight, he stands up out of his wheelchair after not being able to walk, and then, like, fights some guys. I don't know. By the way, if you watch my other video on Kyler and Brooks coming back to fight Miguel, forget that, because I made a video saying Cobra Kai Kid exposed, but if you didn't watch that, basically they're not coming back. They were just visiting, and I made a whole, like, 30-40 minute video on why I thought they were coming back, even though they are not coming back. I really thought that they were coming back. Like, the evidence seemed like that. Like, they flew all the way to Atlanta just to visit, and we didn't even see, like, that many pictures and bondings of them in Season 1, so it's kind of weird that, like, why didn't they travel with them to Season 2? Like, why Season 3? Like, so I just thought they were coming back. I don't know, unless they're lying to me. Maybe they're just lying to me, but I don't think they would lie to me about that. But so that's not gonna happen. But as for Miguel with fighting, I don't know. I think he'll definitely have a fight in like episode 6 or 7 while he's like crippled. I think like someone's gonna fight him. I don't know who though. Like it's kind of weird. It's like it's a very weird situation. Like you have Robbie. You have the Miyagi-Do side. No one from there is going to fight Miguel. And then the Cobra Kai side, no one's going to fight Miguel. So it's a very weird situation. I don't know who Miguel's going to fight. That's why I thought they were bringing back Kyler and Brooks. Because I thought those were the only two people who would fight Miguel now. Tori and Hawk aren't going to fight Miguel. Robbie and Sam are definitely not fighting Miguel. So who's gonna fight Miguel? Like, you have to have Miguel fight. Like, I mean, that's kind of a must. This season, he needs to fight someone. Like, am I right? Like, he can't just go the whole season with no fighting. He's literally doing all this training. And I would be very surprised if he doesn't fight anyone. And if the reason he's training is like because like he's gonna be doing physical therapy. No, like he's gonna have to fight someone. Maybe it won't be maybe it'll be like a spar, like a practice one. He'll like practice with Hawk or something when he recovers, but I don't think they'll do that. I don't think they'll just have him like, oh, let's practice fighting. No, like I think they're actually I think he needs to be in a fight. But once again, these writers have surprised me before, and I'm sure they'll do it again. I'm sure if he doesn't fight anyone, I'm sure they'll make his storyline and they'll make the action just as compelling. And I think it was John Hurwitz or maybe it was Hayden Schlossberg, I forgot, but one of the writers just posted like, just filmed an epic fight this week. Like, can't wait for you to see it. Like, it's like gonna top everything you've seen. And I'm like, oh, what could this be? Like there's so many possibilities. Like, you just don't know. Like, they on Wikipedia they leaked that Terry Silver and Mike Barnes are coming back, and I believe that to be true. I really they took it down, and a lot of people are telling me it's fake, but I really believe that to be true. And if they come back, like if they're not in this season, then the storyline is so different than if they are in this season. Like, I feel like, I don't know. The only way I could kind of pick out a storyline or see this season really working is if they come back. I feel like if neither of them come back, if neither Mike Barnes or Terry Silver comes back, I don't know where it'll go. And I'm not saying that's not a bad thing. Like, it's a good thing to not know where it's going to go. I'm actually very glad that I have no idea where it's going to go, because when I watch it, I don't have any expectations, and then I am surprised, which I want to be. But, looking at the story as a whole, if Cobra Kai, the dojo, is going to be posed as a threat under Kreese, I don't think Kreese is enough. I'm being honest. Like, he's well, don't get me wrong, Kreese is a big bad villain, but you need, after that whole school fight with Miguel going into the hospital, and nobody wants to do the karate anymore because of how severe it was, you need, to double the stakes. You need Mike Barnes and Terry Silver joining Kreese, and now Daniel and Johnny are like, hey man, this is not good. They cannot team up. They are, Kreese by himself is bad, but them three will cause havoc. We have to do something about that. That's my opinion. But with Miguel, I think Miguel's injury really set the tone for everyone, really set the mood. You can't, no more karate. Miguel's injury is now resulting in Daniel, no more karate. Johnny, no more karate. Sam, no more karate. Robbie, probably no more karate, unless I feel like Hawk. I am so sure that Hawk is going to come after him. That'd be so freaking cool if we had a chase scene. Just episode 5 of season 2, All In, when Hawk was chasing Dimitri through the mall. I think we could see like a scene like outside, like Hawk like is hunting down Robbie, finds him, and they chase him down, and then they fight. And I don't think Robbie wants to fight anymore, but I think he's gonna fight to defend himself. And you know, there's another part of me saying that Robbie just won't fight at all. Like Robbie will try to avoid the fighting. I think he will, but I think he'll be forced to fight. I don't know. Like they're saying that there's gonna be a lot of fights, but like I just really don't know who's gonna be in these fights because nobody wants to fight anymore. So it just makes me very curious. That's why I feel like Terry Silver and Mike Barnes are gonna be brought in, because I feel like that's the only way after this finale to really pose a threat. You know, Kreese is a threat, don't get me wrong, but I feel like he was like the threat of season 2. You could like have him as the threat of season 3, but I feel like you need a little more. I just feel like there's something that I don't feel like. I am 90% sure that it's not going to be just Daniel and Johnny are there and then Kreese is running Cobra Kai dojo and they have to stop Kreese. I just don't, in my gut, I just don't feel like that's it. I feel like there's more to it, like a Mike Barnes or Terry Silver coming back. I feel like there's just something. Like if it's not them coming back, there's something. And hopefully after Cobra Kai season 3 comes back, I can rewatch this and say, hey, I was right. And I'm gonna rewatch all these videos after season 3 comes out. Maybe even after the trailer comes out, just to see what I was right about and what I was wrong about. So yeah, if you guys have any predictions for the season, comment them, and then we'll see after the trailer comes out or after the season comes out, we'll see if they're right or wrong. But it's November. Oh my God, it's coming out soon. It's not that far away. It's like crazy how fast it went. I mean, I've rewatched Cobra Kai like 1,000 times, so I feel like I'm always living Cobra Kai. You know, I am actually fine. Like a lot of people like want like season 3 now. I want season 3 now, but I'm very patient. Gotta be patient, Miyagi-Do, because I think 20 episodes of Cobra Kai is so much and a lot to digest. I still have to dissect more episodes. Like season 1, I think I got like. Season 2, I think I got like for the most part, but like there's like I need to rewatch it a couple more times just to really like have it as much as season 1, which I don't think will be much of a problem because I'm always re-quoting everything. But yeah, with Miguel is the one wild card who you're rooting for, and I think he's the most interesting and compelling storyline of the season, one of the most. And I think it's gonna be a very different Miguel. It's gonna be a very different Miguel. You know, we're used to the fun Miguel. It was like the nerdy fun Miguel, but now I think we're gonna see him in a state of emotion, discouragement. I don't think he's gonna be all smiles and fun anymore. I think Sam will try to cheer him up. You know, his parents will his mom and his grandma will try to cheer him up. But I think he's just going to be like emotional, and we're going to really see emotion. And I can't wait to see Showo Maradueña pull that off, because even though we've never seen that from him, he's such a talented actor that I think he will pull it off. And I'm really excited for that. But it's going to be a good season. It's going to be a good season. And I am going to make a video on why I think Cobra Kai season 3 will be the best season. Right now, season 1 takes the spot, just because it's the OG season. It was just perfect. Season 2, don't get me wrong, I love season 2. But I think that season 1 just takes it by like this much, you know? Because season 1 was just season 1. And I think also because Miguel was a nerd, and that was my favorite Miguel, because I relate to that Miguel. Once Miguel became a badass, I was like, okay, I don't relate to him anymore. He's a badass. I'm nothing like that. But I mean, that's what happened. So I think I'm excited for season 3 because Miguel's going to go back to that state of being the underdog again, which we didn't really see in season 2, you know? I mean, sure, there were some times he was the underdog, but for the most part, he's just a badass. He's like a complete badass. But now he's going to be the underdog. Hopefully we see that nerd side to him. I'm just very curious about the other characters too. Like, what about Dimitri and Hawk and Tori? There's so many, like, oh my god, this show, man. Even after season 1, you really didn't know where it was going to go. They kind of left it open-ended. They left it very open-ended. You know, it didn't, like, lay out the exact foundations. You knew it was going to be Cobra Kai versus Miyagi-Do, but that's pretty much, and then Kreese coming back, but that was all you knew. You didn't really know everything that was going to happen, and season 2 just took me by surprise in a great way, and I'm so glad. I just love season 2. But season 3 is, like, the most open-ended. There's literally they literally didn't set up anything. Like, the cliffhanger didn't set, like, Robbie's going here, Sam is going here, Miguel is gonna get better, Johnny is doing this. Like it's like crazy because in the season 2 finale, Robbie runs away. We don't know where he went. Open ended. You could say anything. You could say he ran away from home, or maybe he's going to live with Johnny. Or you could say with Johnny, how he throws the keys into the car and just leaves it. Where does Johnny go? Johnny could freaking move to Nebraska. You don't know. You don't know. I mean, obviously, I don't think he's gonna move to Nebraska, but I'm just saying, you don't know. Well, they don't like tell you, and it could be anything. It could be anything. Sure, there are some things you can infer, like the Miguel physical training, physical therapy. I mean, you can infer Sam helping Miguel. You can infer Johnny trying to make amends or whatever. Or Robbie trying to make. I don't know. You can infer that, but they really didn't set anything up like this is gonna happen. Like at the end of season 1, Daniel's gonna open up Miyagi-Do and try to get students. But you don't, and you kind of knew that Sam was going to join Miyagi-Do. That was like kind of they pretty much set that up. But season 2 makes it where you don't know anything. And until I see that trailer, all my predictions could be completely wrong. They've been wrong in the past, but I'm happy about that. I don't mean to, when I do these predictions, it's what I think is going to happen, but I'm not so sure. And I'm not like locked in on anything, which is a good thing because you don't want to hope one thing happens and something else happens. But what's so great about this show is like whatever they do, they are they are the biggest fans out there. I am the biggest Cobra Kai fan, but they are bigger Cobra Kai fans. Like, they just care about what they do. You have like other franchises, like sorry to throw you under the bus, but like Star Wars, where like they hire directors who are known for making good movies and who make a lot of money. They don't hire fans. Like, sure, they hire fans to direct those movies. They're somewhat fans, but they should really hire the diehard fans who care about the story and making a great Star Wars movie for the fans rather than just making something that will get money in. For example, you have Star Wars The Force Awakens, Episode 7. I think J.J. Abrams is a big fan of Star Wars, don't get me wrong, but he retold the story of A New Hope, the first Star Wars movie, and he barely had the original trilogy characters in it. Like, Luke came in at the end, Leia was barely in it, Han got killed, so it kind of showed a disrespect, which if you had a big Star Wars fan, but also a good writer making that movie, he would have brought in new characters while honoring the old, which is what Cobra Kai does right. They balance the old and the new, but they show more respect to the old, which is like the most important thing. And that's why season 3, we're definitely going to see Ali. We're definitely going to see Komiko. We're going to see Komiko. We're going to see Chosen. And I want to see Mike Barnes and Terry Silver, but, if you're going to bring back Ali, Chosen, Komiko, Mike Barnes, Terry Silver, that's a lot. So I feel like Mike Barnes and Terry Silver aren't going to come in until the end, the very end. But I feel like Ali's going to come back for like one episode. Chosen and Komiko will come back for during when Daniel goes to Okinawa, which I only think is going to be over the course of one episode. I don't think Daniel's gonna be in Okinawa the whole time. I think it'll be 1 or 2 episodes, maybe 2 episodes. 2 episodes at most. He's not gonna be there for more than 2 episodes, but I am very leaning towards him only being there for 1 episode. But season 3, there's just so much potential, and there's so much that could happen. We have all these characters that are very. It's seeming like they're gonna come back. And they set up Allie coming back at the end of season 2 with the phone call. With the Facebook alert message. So so Allie's coming back. And then Chosen and Komiko, because they're going to Okinawa. They're not going to just go to Okinawa and not have them two. Because I know that they're both, they still like the Karate Kid, and they're still, they do, some tours and stuff, or, what's it called, interviews and stuff. Maybe not recently, but I know, in the past 10 years or whatever, which is still recent, considering Karate Kid didn't come out 30 years ago. And then Mike Barnes and Terry Silver, those are the only two who are the wild cards. But in my opinion, it would make sense. And I think you should bring them in towards the end, because I don't know, it's really hard. I think bring them in the end. I think if they brought Mike Barnes and Terry Silver in, or if they brought one of them or both of them, I think they wouldn't come in until the very end. Maybe not the very end, but episode 7, because there's so much storyline that they need to address. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like season 2, definitely the first episode, or at least the beginning of the first episode, is going to be about the characters addressing their own problems. Maybe not. I feel like, I don't know how much. I think the first episode, at least. Any more than that, I think you need a threat. I think Kreese has to start becoming a threat by episode 2 or whatever. But I think in episode 1, we're going to see Daniel dealing with his problems. And I think there was a leak. Him and Amanda, his wife, were talking to the principal of the school. And then we'll have to see how Johnny faces his problems. We'll see how Robbie deals with his problems and how Sam deals with hers. Tori, Hawk. It's just facing their problems. I think in episode 2, that's when we'll start. Or maybe in episode 1, at the end, they'll set up Kreese as the antagonist, which we already know. But I think that's not going to be the main conflict of episode 1. The main conflict is everyone dealing with their stuff. But I think then you're gonna when we go to Kreese in the dojo, he doesn't care about that. He doesn't care about dealing with that whole aftermath of the school. He just cares about okay, let's get back into the karate. Strike first, strike hard, no mercy. Oh my god, mercy. I said mercy. Why did I say mercy? I don't know. But that's what I think is gonna happen. So I'm very excited to see what happens. I think Miguel is gonna have one of the most interesting arcs, if not the most interesting arcs, and he's my favorite character. So I am, as much as I never wanted him to be in a coma, it caught me off guard, but I know that the writers they're doing it for a reason. I know that it's setting up a very good storyline with him, It's going to set something good up with him. He's going to have a meaningful arc. In season 2, he had a good arc. He had a big arc, but I think in season 3, he's going to be the main focus of the kids. He'll be a really big focus. And I think his arc is just going to be incredible. And I'm so excited to see that because he is my favorite character. So what do you guys think is going to happen to Miguel? Do you think he's dead? Which I don't think he is. Do you think he's going to recover? Do you think this is a really bad injury? Will he be able to walk? Will he be able to move? Will he wake up? I in the first episode, I think, oh my god. He might not even be awake in the first episode, which is kind of crazy to think, but he might not even be awake in the first episode. So yeah, we'll just have to see though. Hopefully we see him awake in a trailer or something. I think we will. But that would kind of suck if they just didn't show him in a trailer just to keep that mystery going. I don't think they will, but yeah. So thank you all so much for watching. I very much appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss a video. And also, I'm going to start maybe doing some live streams soon, so you don't want to miss those. So make sure you hit the notification bell. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. And remember, until next time, Cobra Kai never dies. You hear that, Miguel? Cobra Kai never dies. Don't die.